Hello students, welcome back. So we were doing different types of program. Last class I taught you all about if. Just want to do a quick revision kind of a thing. It's not a revision actually, I'm doing it for the first time, but I just want to explain to you that there are different types of programs that you can make in Python. One of the types that you all have been making up till now was sequential. Sequential flow is basically you just take some sort of input from the user, and you're just going to, the program will just be done in a sequential order: first code, line code, second line code, third line code, fourth line code, fifth line. Then the other kind of program that we can do is decision making program can also be written, the one that requires the if statements. Of course, we can do it in other forms also. I will teach you all that. Another type of program is decision making. In decision making program, you will take an input from the user, but you will go in two directions. Okay, depending on the input from the user, you will decide if some sort of a condition is met. So you will say, if yes, you will go here, and you're going to say, if no, then you will go here. Okay, this is a decision making kind of a program where you will take you the program will make a decision based on the input received by the user. The third type of program that we can write is iteration. Iteration basically means loops. Loops meaning, suppose, let's say if I have to write a program, let's say I have to write the program of tables, table of 2. Then 2 ones are 2, 2 twos are 4. So there's going to be a repeat pattern that I see happening continuously. So I want that repeat pattern to continuously, we are going to do the same piece of code, but some amount of time, let's say 8 times or 10 times or 11 times, something like that. So in that kind of an iteration program, we do something, we find a pattern and we keep doing on repeat. And we can do a combination of all these three also: sequential, decision making, and iteration. A combination of these three programs can also be done. Okay, so right now, up till now, before yesterday, before the if statement, all the programs that you did were sequential programs. Okay, that means Python ran the code in a sequential form: first line, second line, third line. Now we are going to do decision making. In decision making, some lines of codes may be skipped, they may be omitted. Okay, so we are going to learn how to do decision making. In decision making, the first one that we have done right now, okay, the first one that I taught you right now yesterday was if. With if, we can do multiple ifs. Okay, then you can do, so today we will see multiple ifs. Okay, so if I have a program of multiple if, let's say how that would go. Okay, so you go to the script mode. Today I'm going to show multiple if. All right. Now let's say I will take an input from the user. Let's say the input is, let's say I'm going to tell the user to enter a number between 1 to 7. And depending on the number that the user tells me, I'm going to display to the user on a name of the week. Let's say Monday is 1, 2 is Tuesday, 3 is Wednesday, 4 is Thursday, like that, like that. So if the user is going to tell me number 6, I'm going to say Saturday. Sorry, Sunday. Okay, sorry, Saturday. If he's going to say number 7, I'm going to say Sunday. I want something like this. Okay, and I will do this with multiple if program. So first I want an input from the user. So I'm going to say enter a number between 1 to 7. Yes. Next, I'm going to say, I will get the number from the user. Now what I have to say, if that number, whatever the user is entering, equals to 1. Now, when I'm using numbers to compare, last we had compared it with a string, male, correct? The word male I was comparing it to. That time I used inverted commas. Yes, but today I'm not going to use inverted commas over here because we are going to compare it to a number. So I'm saying if a equals to 1, colon, go to the next line. Then I'm going to say print the day is Monday. Okay. Now, pay attention to the indentation. The second, if I'm writing again from the beginning. I'm not writing it inside. Okay. Are you paying attention to the indentation? This is the indentation here. So whatever is inside the if block will be written from here. So if my second statement came here, it would be inside the if statement. Okay, I'm going to write multiple ifs we are doing. So I'm going to start my if from this side only. And inside this, I'm going to write over here Tuesday. Okay. If A equals to 3, Tuesday. See, this is wrong. Huh? So you need to make sure you are aware of what you are doing. Next, I will say if A equals to 3, the day is Wednesday. If the day equals to 4, the day is Thursday. This will be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Don't forget to change the numbers. Huh? Okay. So I'm taking one input and then the input is going to be checked for finding out which case will be correct and appropriate answer will be shown to the user. Let's see it now. Enter a number between 1 to 7. So let's say 6. The day is Saturday. Yes. Now what things can go wrong logically when you make a software? Let's say this is a software you have made. What things can go wrong? Number one, the user can answer a number that is higher than 7. Yes. Then what else? Lower than 1. So if I want, I can add more if statements here to display the correct error message to the user. I can write if A is more than 7 or A is less than 1, display the number entered is incorrect. Why will I do that? So that my user is not confused with an output. See, if I run the program right now, okay, and let's say I enter 0, I'm not getting any output. I'm not getting any result. My user will think, what's wrong? Something is wrong. Nahi chal raha hai, right? But what if I put an exception here? I call it an exception. It's called exception handling because you are thinking of all the exceptions that can take place during the program run. So if I say A, if A is less than equal to 0, I want to make sure even if it is 0, it should give me an error message. Or A is more than equal to 7. What I want to print? Invalid entry, probably. Yes. Now let's save this, run it. Now when I'm entering 0, I'm going to get invalid entry. So my user is going to know why did this not work. Yeah, you can actually run the program in this manner also by putting in the correct path. Okay. Anyways, you know how to run the program for now, so I'm not going to go there. Okay. Now, this is one sample program that I have shown you all. Now you all are going to practice 2 more programs. Okay. You all will practice this program as it is number 1. Second program you're going to practice is the same thing, but this time you will display the name of the month of the year. So if he presses 1, it will be January. If it presses 10, it should be October. All right. So that is one program you're going to practice of multiple ifs. That's all for this week, for today's video, because I really want you all to practice it. If you all can think of another scenario where you can practice it, do that. This is a decision making program where we take an input from the user and we give conditions to the computer to act out appropriately. You know, if you look at, there are multiple places where you can put this program. If you remember, when you make a call to some sort, when there's an automatic person, you know, robot answering your machine call, especially when you call to those phone centers, you know, the call centers, and they say press 1 for this, press 2 for this, press 3 for this. Exactly, that is called a menu based system. So depending on the user input, depending on your input, you are redirected in that path. That piece of code is written like that, where they take the user input, they store it in a variable, and they check it. Depending on your input, a decision is made by the machine. Okay, over here, the machine is making a decision based on the user input. But who has fed the decision making process? It's pre-thought. Okay, it is basically that machine has been trained to take decisions. So this is, for example, this software is trained to take a decision that when a user is going to enter a number between 1 to 7, the computer or the robot or that software is going to be able to redirect the user to the correct answer. Okay, so although the answer will be done, the decision will be taken by my machine, but I have programmed it. So we have programmed it. We have put in a code. We humans have trained the computer to behave in the way it behaves. Okay. So artificial intelligence over there is where the computer is teaching himself how to learn. And over here, programming is where we program codes and teach the computer to behave in a particular manner. All right. So this is one program you will do. The other program is you're going to do month, you know, take input from the user and show the appropriate name of the month of the year. Okay. The third one I want you all to do, challenge for you all this time, is to take the you can either take the name of the month or you can take the number of the month as input in the third one, but you are going to display the number of days in that month. So for example, you say enter the month number and the user enters number 10. Then you will say month number 10 has 31 days. Okay. Or you will tell the user to enter the name. So you tell the user enter the name of the month. So let's say the user enters February. So you will say for February we'll stick to 28. So you will say February has 28 days. Okay. So these are two programs. One is parallel to this one where you are going to take a number and display the name of the month. The second is where you are either going to take a number of the month or you take the name of the month as an input, but you will display the number of days in that month. Okay. And this program itself you will also practice this one. So with this, we end today's class. Stay home, stay safe, take care, and keep learning. Thank you.